You know the feeling, right? You walk out of the tattoo studio with this amazing, vibrant piece of art. But then you watch as those brilliant yellows and soft pastels just lose their pop, way faster than anything else. It's super frustrating for you and for the artist. But here's the thing. It's not just bad luck. It's science. Pure science.
I mean, it's the classic tattoo mystery, isn't it? Those bold black outlines look just as crisp as day one, years later. But that beautiful sunny yellow fill, it's like a ghost of what it used to be. Well, it's not a fluke. There are really specific microscopic reasons this happens, and we're about to get right into it.
Okay, let's just start with a number that's probably going to blow your mind. Yellow inks can fade 3 to 5 times faster than black inks. That's not a tiny difference. That is a massive gap in how long they last, and it's all rooted in basic physics and biology.
So here's the plan. We're going to start with the mystery itself, then dive deep into the science of why ink vanishes. After that, we'll get into pro techniques for making color last, talk about skin tones and safety, and finally, wrap it all up with how to fade-proof your art.
All right, let's get to the heart of it. We're going to uncover the culprits behind the fade. Turns out there are 3 main reasons your colors might be disappearing.
So the first and honestly the biggest reason is particle size. Just think about it like this. Trying to clean up sand versus trying to clean up a pile of boulders. Yellow and pastel inks, they're the sand, made of tiny little particles, only 20 to 50 nanometers. But black inks, they're the boulders, way bigger, up to 200 nanometers. And that size difference changes everything.
And here's exactly why that size matters. Your body has its own little microscopic cleanup crew called macrophages. They're part of your immune system, and when they see tattoo ink, they think invader. Their job is to gobble up foreign stuff and haul it away.
And this is how it all goes down. Those teeny tiny yellow ink particles are the perfect bite-sized snack for your macrophages. They can grab them and clear them out, no problem. But those big, chunky black ink particles, they're just too big for the macrophages to really deal with. It's like trying to eat a watermelon whole. So they just get left behind, which is why black lines stay so sharp for so long.
Okay, culprit number 2, ink viscosity. Basically, how thick or watery the ink is. Think of honey versus water. A nice, thick ink, like honey, is going to stay right where the artist puts it. But a thin, watery ink, which a lot of pastels and yellows tend to be, can spread out under the skin. It blurs the edges and gives you that washed-out look almost right away.
And this chart just lays it all out perfectly. Just look at the viscosity numbers here. Black inks are often more than twice as thick as yellow inks. And you can see how that connects directly to the fade rate. We're talking about yellows losing half their punch in just 2 to 4 years, while a good black ink can easily last more than a decade before it fades that much.
I mean, this visual just says it all, doesn't it? It's such a stark comparison. That bar for black ink is just towering over the others. It's not even a fair fight. It really shows you the incredible staying power of those bold outlines. And our third and final culprit is probably the one you've already guessed, the sun. UV rays are just brutal for tattoos. They literally break apart the chemical bonds that give the ink its color. And it turns out the specific chemicals used to make bright yellow inks, they're called azo compounds, are extra sensitive to getting blasted by sunlight.
Okay, so we know why the colors fade. That's the bad news. The good news? We can fight back. So next up, let's get into the professional's toolkit, the actual techniques artists can use to give these colors a real fighting chance.
This is what it's all about for the pros. They can use inks that mix small particles for brightness with large ones for staying power. Here's a brilliant trick. They can actually layer yellow under a black outline using the black ink as a natural sunblock. Plus, they can make sure the ink is thick enough, go a bit deeper into the skin where it's safer, and pick pigments that are known to be more UV resistant.
But it actually gets even more complicated than that. We also have to think about the canvas, your skin, and something that is absolutely critical: studio safety.
This is really fascinating. In darker skin tones, melanin is like a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's great because it absorbs UV light, which helps protect the tattoo from the sun. But on the other hand, it also scatters light, which can make those same yellows and pastels look a little less vibrant. So a great artist knows they need to adjust their technique, maybe packing the color a bit deeper to make sure it really shines.
Wow. Okay, this quote is intense, but it makes a really important point. Using cheap, unverified inks isn't just about getting a bad tattoo. It's a huge safety and liability problem.
When those mystery inks start breaking down from the sun, they can expose some really nasty shortcuts.
And these are the risks we're talking about. Sketchy inks can have dangerous levels of heavy metals. They might contain tiny nanoparticles that overwhelm your immune system, or be mixed with thinners that make the ink spread in ways it shouldn't. The bottom line, for any artist or studio, is super simple. Always demand the spec sheets from your ink supplier. Know what you're using.
So, after all that science, let's bring it all home. How do we take everything we've learned and actually fade-proof a tattoo? Well, it really just boils down to 3 main ideas.
And here they are, the 3 pillars of a long-lasting tattoo. Number 1, control that particle size to get both brightness and permanence. Number 2, manage the viscosity. Keep that ink thick enough so it stays put. And number 3, understand how UV light works so you can protect your art from the sun. If you can master these 3 things, you can master the fade.
And that really brings us to the final question, doesn't it? For so long, we've kind of just accepted that bright colors will fade. It's just what happens. But now that we understand the science, from the cleanup crew in our bodies to the chemistry of the ink itself, is a faded tattoo still something that's inevitable? Or is it now a choice, one that's made based on the knowledge of the artist and the aftercare of the person wearing it? Something to think about.